Good morning and welcome to Sports Shorts Daily on a Friday, getting ready for the weekend, Mother's Day weekend. Hopefully, everybody's got to take care of something, gets that done. Along with Hunter McCann, I'm Tommy Chrysan. I today am coming to you live as I do on Fridays from Tremonti's Meat and Seafood, where they got everything you need for Mother's Day: steaks, sausage, the boiled crawfish, the live crawfish. Stop by Tremonti's. Hunter McCann is coming to you from the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame studio. Visit lasportshall.com. And as always, we're presented by the LeBears Casino and Hotel Baton Rouge, the Barstool Sportsbook, where you can bet on the NBA playoffs. And you want to listen to Hunter on that, we'll tell you about that in a minute. Major League Baseball, college baseball, and much, much more. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, Sports Shorts Radio will be live and in color from the Barstool Sportsbook. It'll be on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I got a special guest in the second hour, live and in person. Bring your pen so you can get autographs. I'm going to let it be a big surprise tomorrow. Somebody's going to join me for the second hour. We'll have other stuff in the first hour as Ronnie and Hunter will be away from the microphone on Saturday morning. So we want you to check out Sports Shorts Radio. And don't forget the Rougarou, a little over 2 weeks away from getting going. Tuesday, May 30th is when the season starts. Go get your merchandise and your tickets right now at brrougarou.com. There's also information about a youth camp for the young players. So check it all out at brrougarou.com. Hunter McCann, good morning. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing really well, to be honest with you. I really like how the Saints schedule fell together. Really happy that we finally have it out, like we talked about on Wednesday. The fact that I can now start planning my my fall into winter and get myself ready to have my butt in the Superdome, ready to cheer on the Saints.
Well, you know, one thing about that, the Superdome is one thing. We can get there in a little over an hour.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got so many games on Sunday nights and Monday that are subject to change. I mean, so, you know, just because you see, you know, fans all over the country who might want to make that road trip to see them play, that game could get a time change. And then, I mean, you know, you might not have made your flight appropriately or your travel plans appropriately. So that's one thing already being talked about. But the NFL schedule is out. We'll talk about the Saints part of that in a minute. But, Hunter, do they need to do a 2-hour show to release the schedule with parts of it leaked out anyway? And we knew this, that, and the other. Is that? But that's the NFL. That's marketing, right?
Yeah, do they need to? Absolutely not. But are they going to every single year? Of course. They're going to milk it for everything it's worth. And, I mean, it draws enough attention. I mean, as I worked last, I had it turned up on my TV because why not? I mean, they make it entertaining. And like you said, but it seems like the schedule, at least, you know, 75% of it is leaked by noon on the day that it's going to be released. But it's still an entertaining thing. And they're going to do it just because they can, because they're the NFL and they want to do it. So go for it.
You're right. Now, the Saints, according to all the gurus around the country, a relatively easy schedule. And,
Very.
You know, and in part because they're in the NFC South, which is the worst division in football, and 6 of the games come, obviously, with the home and home against the other 3 teams in the NFC South. So, and with that being a weak division, you know, it's not unrealistic to think the Saints could win the NFC South. And if they do, they're in the playoffs. So, you know, a couple of things on the schedule. You got 3 games in a row in December at home. That's pretty cool. You got the bye a little more than halfway through the season. Other than that, it's just a couple of Thursday games and a Monday night game in week number 2. Yep. I think it's a good schedule on paper here on May the 12th. I mean, there's not much else you can say. Your thoughts?
You know, realistically, when you look at this schedule, I got it sitting next to you right now. Realistically, the Saints really could find themselves in a position to go like 13-4 with this schedule. The 4 opponents that I think that they will be, I think the 4 most difficult opponents that they will play this year will be the Vikings, the Bears, the Giants, and the Lions. I can't believe I just said those 4 teams. You know, the Lions just got included in that list, and so did the Bears. But seriously, those are 2 very competitive teams that have definitely upped their performance and their roster this offseason. I think they're going to have very good teams. I think they're going to make a lot of noise. But I think the best part about it is if you're a gambling man like you and myself, I'm hammering that over 9.5 wins that most books have right now. Because even if I'm incorrect and they don't win 13, which would just be absolutely phenomenal, I think they win at least 10. You know, and I think you win your money there. This Saints team has the weapons to be able to produce on the field this year. I truly believe that. I think Derek Carr, it was a great upgrade that you needed under center. now you just have to be able to piece it together. And let's say you lose to those four opponents I just listed, and now you have 6 games in the NFC South. And NFC South, the one opponent that has any type of fight, in my opinion, is the Panthers. Let's say you drop 2 games to the Panthers, you still go 11-6. So I like the 9.5 because I'm for sure I already got my money on the over on that. I'd love to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, no, I think over that 9.5 is a good one. Chance chimes in with 13-4.
Got a good
Hunter, do you
point.
remember Dennis Allen, the coach? I mean, Chance, it's because of the NFC South. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the worst division, and you're going to get 6 games there. If you play well, you should win 5 of those 6, if not all 6. The way to, and that's as of right now. So, it is what it is, and I think the Saints schedule, 3 preseason games, 17 regular season games. 17. Remember that started a couple years ago. So over 9.5. I mean, I can see them winning 10. Would they win 8 last year? And then they go 8-9 last year. Okay, all right. Well, they should be improved with Derek Carr. And if some of the draft choices work out and some of the other guys they've acquired, I mean, I would bet over 9.5 on today for the Saints in this coming season.
Yeah, and back to the fact, if you're a fan of the show, I've said this multiple times. You had to find a guy that, despite despite Dennis Allen, you could win. A guy that could come in and beat the bad choices that the head coach may have. And I think a veteran player can do that. I think Andy Dalton was a good quarterback, but I think Derek Carr for sure is an upgrade, right? I don't think anybody can argue that. And I think that with the weapons that are on the field, despite the coaching mistakes that Dennis Allen might make, or even Pete Carmichael, I think that this Saints team, as long as they don't put the ball on the turf and they're able to steadily drive down the field, they're going to put points up on the board. And if this defense is anything like it was last year, and we hold opponents under 20 points, we should be winning ball games. I can't have another season where you only allow your opponent to score 13 or 17 points and you end up losing because you only scored 10.
Yeah, no, you got to score 20 plus, and even get in the neighborhood of 30, 25 plus, and then you should win, more than 9.5 games. Now the Saints have a rookie mini camp this weekend down in Metairie at the Saints facility, so they'll start getting a look at guys and start figuring things out, getting ready for the OTAs, and then summer preparations, and they all disappear in the middle of July for a little while, and then it'll be preseason time with the Hall of Fame game and. Lots to talk about with the Saints going forward. And we'll certainly do that here on Sports Shorts Daily and Sports Shorts Radio going forward with our gang. Hunter McCann, the NBA, got to tip my hat to you. You hit both NBA games Wednesday night when we did the Sports Shorts Daily Wednesday morning. Stephen Miller even put a post up for you about hitting both. That was pretty good. That was pretty cool. Some exciting games. The Suns have been eliminated. But you got 2 game 6s tonight. The Heat and the Lakers are both favored, and they can wrap it up with a win. What do you think is going to happen, Hunter McCann?
One of these series is ending, and the other one is living on. And I'll tell you, the first game. Yeah,
I got my pen. I'm ready to write. Go ahead.
Come on. The Knicks and the Heat play tonight. The Heat are 6-point favorites. I think the Heat are gonna beat the socks off the Knicks. I think the Knicks have had too many problems, and I think the only reason they had any type of success when they played on Wednesday was the fact that Jimmy Butler didn't show up. I mean, he did not have that great of a game. But now that they're back home, they're playing in Miami. He's about to drop 30 plus, and they're gonna win this game soundly, in my opinion. I may even take that 6, but I do think the Heat win no matter what. But flipping on the other side, Lakers 2.5-point favorites, and I said it last time, and I still believe it. You put the Warriors' backs against a wall, they're going to succeed. I think we're getting to Game 7 between LeBron and Steph. I got the Warriors just to win outright. If you're gonna take it, I take Miami. If you want to be safe, take Miami on the money line and the Warriors on the money line. And if you want to be safe a little bit on the other side, take the Warriors plus 2.5. But I think the Warriors and the Heat are going to be the winners this evening.
My site was showing Heat minus 5.5, so
even better
6, and that may move around. The over and under on the Heat game 208, over and under on the Lakers 221. So make your picks there. Now Hunter won't be on the radio tomorrow, so I can't congratulate him or rip him tomorrow, but I will make mention of it. Okay, I will make mention of it on the radio
Hopefully
tomorrow.
positive.
But again, 10 to 12 from the LeBares Barstool Sportsbook at the LeBares Casino. And, of course, you can listen on the app or on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. We want you to do that tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. to 12. We have a special guest in person in hour number 2. Hunter McCann, LSU Baseball. Last SEC home series. They do play McNeese at home Tuesday night, but it's Mississippi State Bulldogs coming to town 7:30 tonight on the SEC Network main platform. Then Saturday at 6, Sunday at 1, both streaming on the app. Mississippi State not having a good year. They are 6-18 in league play. LSU half game behind Arkansas. Now Arkansas's got to play South Carolina this week, so anything can happen in that series. And LSU needs to get 2 out of 3, if not all 3. Paul Skeens tonight, you got to feel confident about getting that one. And I'm going to be there tonight. My grandson's oldest grandson turned 13 the other day, and taking him and his mother and a buddy of his to the game tonight to check it out. I want to see Paul Skeens. I want to see LSU. And he just let Skeens, as he has done, set the tone for the weekend.
Yeah, and it's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to do nothing different than he's done the entire season. And I don't think he'll do anything different tonight at all. He's going to come in, put on a performance. We're all going to be wild and say, I cannot believe we get to watch this guy play every Friday night. And then the conversation will be, does relief pitching screw this up, or does the bats just not produce? Because, he's going to come in and do his job. And it seems like every Friday we either like, wow, LSU really won this game because Paul Skeens had a great night, or we say, despite Paul Skeens having a great night, LSU still lost this game. I don't think Paul will be the problem for sure.
Yeah, no, and I mean it's going to take everything, and they got to get some pitching to step up. Whether that's Ty Floyd Saturday, Christian Little Sunday, or whoever comes out of the bullpen, got to get it done. Get to 27 outs, unless the bats come alive and you can run rule somebody. We talked about the run rule earlier in the year, how that hurt LSU a little bit in losing some innings pitched and some at bats. Now you want the run rule, but you don't have to throw the 8th and 9th inning, and blow it, or start walking people, whatever it might be. So it'll be a lot of fun on the weekend. Mississippi State, look, they're not having a good year. 2 years ago, they're College World Series champions, but believe me, they know who LSU is. They're going to come in ready to go and ready to get after it and try to mess up LSU. So it's going to be a big crowd all weekend, I'm pretty sure, with being a final home weekend series. Like I said, then you got McNeese coming in Tuesday night, and then you have to wait for regionals, because they're all going to host a regional and host a super regional. I believe that will be the case. So get out and see some LSU baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I was Mississippi State and I was Arkansas, I absolutely would not be wanting to play South Carolina or LSU. Those are two teams that have been red hot all year and that are a little bit upset after the previous weekend in their performance. So I think the bats are going to come alive this weekend. I think South Carolina will do justice over Arkansas, and I think LSU will beat up on Mississippi State, and we'll move in closer and closer to the SEC tournament.
Well, and don't forget, LSU does have another SEC weekend series next weekend on the road against the Georgia Bulldogs, who, you got to be able to go get 2 out of 3 there. But if they can get 2 out of 3 this weekend, 2 out of 3 against Georgia, that'll get them 20 wins in the SEC West. Remember, they're missing one game, lost that game due to weather at South Carolina, and those things aren't made up. So, that's why you need a little help from South Carolina to knock off Arkansas this weekend, or at least let LSU get ahead of Arkansas going into that final weekend on the road against the Georgia Bulldogs. And as you said, Hunter, then it's Hoover, Alabama for the SEC tournament, and that's going to be interesting this year. A lot of times, it don't matter. Well, it's tougher to win the SEC tournament than it is the regional.
Yep.
But it matters for LSU and some pitchers getting some confidence, and play defense and don't make mistakes. You want to play your best baseball at the end of May and in June. In spite of what happened last week when they got whipped, I mean, that's just going to happen. So LSU's got to go ahead and start playing their best baseball. And tonight would be a great night to start that.
Yeah, let the Flames start tonight. And like you said, bring it into the SEC tournament. Don't let it extinguish. Bring it into the regionals, super regionals, and everything beyond it if given. I agree with you. It's got to start this evening.
Yeah, so no question about that. Well, Hunter, anything else on your mind as we approach this Mother's Day weekend? Again, I hope everybody takes care of what you got to do for Mother's Day. You still got a little time, and Tremonti's got a whole wall full of wine here. If you want to get Mom a bottle of wine, you can do that as well, or a gift card, or the steaks, the seafood, the whole bit. They got plenty of boiled crawfish and live crawfish. A couple more weeks on that. So, Hunter, you got any special plans for the weekend other than missing radio?
Other than missing radio and missing Mother's Day, unfortunately, I guess I'm the bad son. I am flying out in the morning, taking the girlfriend on a vacation. Don't worry, Mom gave her blessing prior. I see Mom every weekend and talk to her every day. It's like it's just gonna be like any other weekend, but she did give me permission. Bad son, but I'll be in Orlando.
Well, very good on that, and then you'll be back for the next Saturday for Sports Shorts
Sure will.
Radio. And, of course, do appreciate you pinch hitting on Sports Shorts Daily the other day when you gave the 2 winners in the NBA. And, again, give us your NBA thoughts one more time tonight for those that might have missed it.
Heat are taking out the Knicks, and the Warriors are surviving to a Game 7, bringing it back to Golden State. It's going to be a fun one. I think Steph and LeBron are going to be dishing it out.
A little controversy. Anthony Davis got hurt the other night, and they immediately started saying no concussion. Because had he had a concussion, he couldn't have played tonight. Because the NBA rules say if you're deemed to have had a concussion, you must wait 48 hours before you can play again. Well, that would have meant he couldn't play tonight, and they were very quick to push that out there that it wasn't a concussion. Some people not sure they buy in that, and the other part of that is that he may not be 100%.
Just remember, they always say player safety matters until you get into the playoffs, and then everybody forgets how the rules work. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But I jokingly told a coworker prior to that game starting, this is about the time that Anthony Davis gets hurt. Hope I didn't do anything to make him get hurt in that sense, but he just always seems to find a way to get hurt. It's during the playoffs. I don't know. Injury-prone dude.
Don't forget to get your tickets and merchandise for the Baton Rouge Rougarou. The season starts at home. Pete Goolsby Field, Tuesday night, May 30th. Will be the season opener, the lid lifter. So get that info now. brrougarou.com, brrougarou.com. Don't forget to join us for Sports Shorts Radio tomorrow. Come on out to the Barstool Sportsbook. Plenty of room. You can sit, eat, drink, watch a million TVs, make a bet or two, however you want to do that. Because as always, Sports Shorts Daily is brought to you by the LeBaris Casino and Hotel in Baton Rouge. We mentioned Tremonti's with everything you need for Mother's Day weekend. They got 4 or 5 catering orders going out today here at Tremonti's. So they got it going on. Stop by on Jefferson Highway right down the street from Parkview Baptist Church and School. Hunter, you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful trip, great time with the old girlfriend there. Have a great time, and you and I will talk again soon.
Absolutely, and happy Mother's Day to all the great mothers out there.